So, good morning, Your Excellency Alminaza.
Good morning.
By the way, my name is JBLCF-Paz Jr., the President of the Supreme Student Government of John B. Lacson Colleges Foundation, Bacolod. And thank you for considering me for this wonderful opportunity to conduct an interview with you. So, as one of the leaders of student body and a member of Earth Guard organization of John B. Lacson Colleges Foundation, Bacolod, I would like to know your stand about what we are doing as school organization because our activities is a joint participation with our outside linkages like different organizations like Bacolod Student Council Federation, Bacolod Core or the Children Optimization for Revitalization on Environment. Actually, we have attended several seminars, summit for environmental issues such as solid waste management, road sharing, safety, marine conservation. We have adopted an Estero cleanup drive during the International Water Day celebration, Energy and Environment Summit. So we would like to know your stand about since we are actually suffering issues like climate change and we want Negros Occidental to shift into a clean, sustainable, and renewable energy. So we would become a coal-free province. So my question is that can you give us an ideas or ways as a school organization on how to become more engaged and proactive in joining or participating in environmental issues like those I have mentioned.
Okay. Jim, I'm very happy that as a young person, a student body, you are advocating care for the environment because this really involves you in a special way and the next generation. I mean, my generation, I think somehow we have done our part and we also admit that we also neglected and did something that are also causing uh, this problem now with the environment. And so I'm happy that you are taking it up yourselves as young people. And of course, there's a lot of things you can do. First of all, it is really awareness raising. No? Avail of as many seminars, symposia, fora, wherein you can interact with various groups with different advocacies regarding environment. Um, because it is only in this awareness that is raised, no, to the level where you are really passionate about it, that would really make a change in your lifestyle, because you can just be an academic exercise, no, you can just be simply uh, engaged in this in a classroom activity or within the campus. Yeah, you can do a lot already there, but I hope your advocacy will spill over, will really make a difference right there in the community. You know? So, for example, you start with your school. I am supposing that you are observing the 3 R's, no? The recycling, reusing, reducing, no? I do not know whether you are strict on where your recycled things are going, no? Because sometimes when once our garbage are picked up, we don't care where it goes. uh, like for example in Germany, their plastics go to China and now recently in Malaysia, and they burn them there, and that's adding problems. Now when you burn plastics, uh, like here in San Carlos, we are discouraging the use of plastic for grocery, for this in restaurants, So I know in Bacolod there has been an ordinance, but I don't know how strict it's implemented. But the school can be proactive about the use of plastic, the use of straws, many things along that line, no? Uh, you know, the council can make an inventory. How how are you using your energy, and how many carbon footprints you are contributing to the environment, no? By the kind of bulbs you're using in the school. You can even suggest to the administration to go solar, you know. And Bacolod Diocese is engaged with Wigen Laudato Si, wherein we are into distributed energy, you know, instead of relying on using the grid. We advocate energy that is directly generated by the people in their own household. You know? um, and then of course, um, I am very particular about really of this garbage, you know, and this plastic, because as we read in the newspapers, every time we have big events, look at the environment afterwards, no? Like even our Quiapo, famous Quiapo devotion of the Black Nazarene, no? How many truckloads of garbage collected afterwards. There is a disconnect between this religiosity and this reality of people just throwing garbage here and there. So I hope within the campus you can at least implement that, and also challenge yourselves how you can bring this even in your own communities, in your neighborhood, starting from where you belong, no, the household where you belong, no. Check how how you conserve energy, how you conserve water. um, it would include also having signages, no, reminding people to put off the lights when not used, you know, turning the faucet to conserve water, things like that. So there's so many things we can do actually. But now in Negros, I hope you will join us in this advocacy to pressure our incoming, well, first of all, I hope our young people will vote for candidates who are clearly making a stand for the environment, and not choose those who are favoring activities that are against the environment. So if you know that they are pro-coal, for example, I hope you don't vote them. Among the party lists, there are also party lists that are really uh, advocating murang kuryente at malinis na kuryente, to ensure that in the Congress we have a party list, a party that would really lobby for laws that are protecting our environment. So it's important to be keen on this, for example. So, yeah, how you exercises your right to suffrage. I hope people are enlightened about that. And then now for the city where you live in Bacolod, I hope you will also communicate to the Sanggunian Panglungsod ba ang tawag, no? The provincial board and also the city board, to really pass ordinances that are that are meant to protect our environment. So these are the things that we are now engaged. We are into signature campaign. No, we have a proposed ordinance to make Negros really coal-free and model for renewable energy. I hope you later on can join us in that campaign, because if they refuse to pass the ordinance through the usual way, which is through the legislative body of the province, if they refuse to do that, then the Constitution provides also that we can pass laws through people's initiative if we're able to gather enough signatures among the voters. A law can be passed on that. No? So I think you can be most helpful in raising awareness so that people are really passionate about environment. Like Greta Thunberg, no? She's only 16, from Sweden, and she's even a special child in that sense, no? But she is able to be a voice for the many of us who are not able to speak out on behalf of the environment. So really, I'm grateful that you are interested in this. I encourage you to keep doing it, and I hope you will be able to inspire more young people to join you.
Thank you for that, Bishop. Actually, we have attended a lecture from the Provincial Department of Energy in the person of Engineer Melasa about the recent data regarding energy concerns and renewable energy movement of the Visayas. It was actually conducted at the Social Action Center of the Bishop Palace, Diocese of Bacolod, last April 6.
Okay.
So my follow-up question is that aside from attending symposium seminars, how can we improve as a school organization aside from participating such events or activities? What other recommendations that we could get from you um, in joining environmental sustainable work practices?
I already mentioned some, no?
Yes.
But that would really make a difference. So, like for example, pushing for the ordinance through signature campaign, that can be one. Because the more you engage into collective action, you know that these are actual projects, no? So, for example, in the school, you can launch the uh, what do you do with this non-biodegradable garbage? So some people are making eco bricks, recycled projects, no, like I don't know, wherein you can earn money, you can also contribute to maybe a housing project using eco bricks, no. So like you can campaign for students to collect all these plastic bottles and put other non-biodegradable plastics inside them and transform them into bricks, and you construct I don't know what courses you have there, because you can align this also, your projects can be aligned to the field, specific field that you are studying, so that your study can become relevant, no? Like engineering people can make group projects related to inventions that would be more green, more environment friendly, no? Making breakthroughs. There are a lot of videos now in YouTube and in the internet wherein you can find interesting inventions of people, no? It's so amazing how they can think of that. So I don't know if you can encourage your group to think outside the box, to be innovative, no? To challenge yourselves to find new ways that have not been tried before, but it is addressing precisely the problem of climate change, no, or an alternative way of generating electricity, for example. Um, for example, I don't know if your school has agriculture subject, no? I mean, how do they maybe an invention that could energize some of the pumps, water pumps that are used for irrigation. You,
Actually, Bishop, I'm sorry
like
to
that.
interrupt,
Yes, yes, okay.
but John B. Lacson Colleges Foundation is actually a maritime school.
So it's mainly
Yeah.
maritime. So I do not know in that profession how maritime industry is contributing to the greenhouse emission. For example, I don't know if ships are using fuels that also have carbon footprints. So I don't know if is there an alternative now in the line of technology that is related to your industry, wherein ships can be more environment friendly, for example. No, I mean to push for that, to challenge even the school, no, to because for me, the greatest challenge is to change paradigm, because the problem is people are using an old paradigm coming from industrial revolution pa and applying it to our times when we have to change paradigm already. So, like even in terms of energy, generating energy, they are still in this model of base load. No, they have to have a base load of supply of energy. That's why you need coal plant, they said. But if we change paradigm, we don't need coal plants. Coal plants will be irrelevant because if we go for another model or paradigm, which is distributed energy, in the let me backtrack a bit. In the old paradigm, which is the base load model, there are three processes: the generation, the transmission, and the distribution. Like Sineco, the electric cooperatives, they are distribution utilities. And so, if you notice your bill, there are charges there for the generation, for the transmission, and for the distribution. So we pay for their generation, whatever improvements they charge it on us. Imagine that kind of system. And then the transmission is a monopoly by the NGCP. And then the distribution. But in the distributed energy model, like for example, having solar in the rooftops of buildings, of houses, of people, of ordinary people, and that you put them all together in a storage, and then the excess you can share to the grid. uh, you minimize the cost for transmission because it's only from your rooftop to your house. So there's less, how you call it, I don't know what's the term, yung mga systems loss na gina-charge, and
Generation loss.
generation loss, and it's very high. And then so you cut on that, no? And then of course, if you have a bigger space like our place, we can generate more than what we need, and so the excess can be stored and shared into the grid, and can be sold also in a cheap price to other groups who don't have. So it's another model that doesn't require a base load capacity of energy. Ang problema with these coal plants, the distribution utilities like the cooperatives have to make a contract for 10 to 20 years on a fixed price regardless of the fluctuation of the market, or even if you don't need them, you are already committed to buy them at such price. Whereas if you move into another model, which is distributed energy, you only pay for that which you use, and the excess you can even still share with others. So that means in all fields now, whether it's maritime, engineering, agriculture, there is really a challenge to change paradigm, not to use the old model, which may not be workable anymore, and there are better models perhaps. And that's why for me, I think the best contribution as leaders that you can share with your community is to challenge them to be critical about their own paradigm, and maybe think outside the box. Try to see if there can be better ways of attacking this situation so that we can better offer a cheaper, sustainable, renewable source of energy. No?
So thank you very much, Bishop Alminaza, for giving me the opportunity. Uh, so that concludes everything.
Thank
you.
you also for the chance.
Thank you.
God bless.